Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Warriors fans are scared by the number of Warriors players who have suffered injuries. This is worrying, especially in the case of Stephen Curry, who is seriously injured and will miss some of the Warriors' games. Curry is the Warriors' best player and one of the best in the NBA, and his absence will be promptly felt by everyone in the cast. Coach Steve Kerr will have to come up with a plan to try to improve the team in Stephen Curry's absence. Confirmed today, Stephen Curry is undergoing tests and is seriously injured. The Golden State Warriors on Monday confirmed that an MRI on injured guard Stephen Curry's left ankle revealed a peroneal strain, but indicated no structural damage. The team's official X account posted the update Monday afternoon at around 12:45 p.m. following Curry's injury during Sunday night's loss to the Los Angeles Clippers. Curry left the court and headed to the locker room midway through the fourth quarter with a left ankle injury, though he had already turned the same ankle late in the third quarter. He had received treatment from the training staff on the bench after the initial incident, but left the game for good the second time he rolled the ankle. The Clippers beat the Warriors 112-104, spoiling the team's season home opener at the Chase Center in San Francisco. Curry had 18 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds in 27 minutes before leaving the game. Curry will be sidelined for at least the next 2 games, according to the Warriors. The team also announced that guard De'Anthony Melton strained his lower back in the loss and also will be re-evaluated on Friday. He's obviously sprained the ankle many times before, so he doesn't think it's too bad, Kerr said after the game. But obviously, it's a concern. Curry had career-threatening ankle problems early in his NBA tenure, but has largely been able to avoid major issues in the latter portion of his Hall of Fame career. Warriors reveal unexpected injury update on Andrew Wiggins. The hits just keep on coming for the Golden State Warriors. After it was announced that Steph Curry would be missing time due to an ankle injury, the team also revealed that another star player is dealing with injury. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr revealed that Andrew Wiggins is considered questionable against the New Orleans Pelicans tomorrow after suffering a lower back strain. On Sunday night's game against the LA Clippers, Andrew Wiggins had his best game of the season in only 29 minutes. The NBA champion put up 29 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 block on 73/63/67 shooting from the field. In 3 games this season, Wiggins is averaging 19.7 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 2.3 assists on 55/58/80 shooting from the field. The Golden State Warriors had a relatively easy start to the season as the team blew out both the Portland Trail Blazers and Utah Jazz. The Warriors faced their first decent challenge against the LA Clippers, but unfortunately failed. Not only did the Warriors lose to the Clippers, they had multiple players suffer injuries in the process. The Warriors are about to have their depth extremely tested during their next 10 games. These are the moments that players like Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and Brandon Podziemski have been waiting for. Now, it's just a matter of actually getting it done. The Golden State Warriors face off against the New Orleans Pelicans on Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Warriors Brandon Podziemski, De'Anthony Melton injury updates complicate lineup decisions. The Warriors, finally at full strength, are still deciding on their starting 5 and playing rotation. Andrew Wiggins made his long-awaited preseason debut in Tuesday's win over the Los Angeles Lakers, recovered from a nagging illness. But the Dubs were missing 2 other key contributors in Sin City after Brandon Podziemski was diagnosed with a broken nose and De'Anthony Melton's nagging back issues flared up once again. Thankfully, both players were back on the floor Thursday in San Francisco, joining their teammates for what Steve Kerr called the best practice of the preseason, per Dalton Schultz of NBC Sports Bay Area. Podziemski broke his nose during the third quarter of last Friday's win over the Sacramento Kings while taking a handoff from Tracy Jackson-Davis. He missed Tuesday's game while waiting to be fitted for a protective mask, which he wore a day later at the Dubs' fan-filled open practice at Chase Center. Melton, meanwhile, was a late scratch in Las Vegas due to what Golden State termed mid-back tightness. Kerr stressed that the Warriors were simply exercising caution with the 26-year-old, whose stint with the Philadelphia 76ers last season was marred by a lumbar spine injury. Expect them to take similarly proactive measures to protect Melton's back if he experiences discomfort again during the regular season. Who will start next to Stephen Curry in Warriors' backcourt? Melton or Podziemski seemed like the only realistic candidates to start alongside Stephen Curry in the backcourt before Tuesday's game. But then they were both inactive in Sin City as Wiggins played for the first time, prompting Kerr to open with a big, athletic, defensive-oriented lineup that represents Golden State's highest ceiling. The Dubs certainly haven't decided on starting Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga and Tracy Jackson-Davis alongside Curry and Draymond Green. Kerr expressed optimism about that unit's prospects after beating the Lakers, singling out the importance of Wiggins and Kuminga pushing pace in transition and playing downhill to combat its obvious spacing issues. Shouldering Green with such a heavy playmaking load without another natural ball handler on the floor other than Curry is less than ideal, too. But that balancing act of positives and negatives is unavoidable for Kerr and the coaching staff. They're trying to settle on a starting lineup and come up with a workable rotation from a roster that goes legitimately 12 deep, but has obvious holes nonetheless. Melton doesn't have the positional size Wiggins does at shooting guard, making it more difficult for the Warriors to switch across four positions defensively. He's not as threatening a multi-level scorer as Wiggins and only a slightly more reliable three-point shooter. Warriors' Steph Curry will have his ankle injury re-evaluated at the end of the week. Warriors star Stephen Curry will have his left ankle sprain re-evaluated on Friday, the team announced, via NBA insider Mark Stein of the Stein Line. Curry suffered the injury during Sunday's 110-103 home loss to the Clippers. The team said he suffered a left peroneal strain, to put it in medical terms. But at least there was no structural damage. Curry will miss 2 games this week, as will fellow starting guard DeAnthony Melton, who suffered a back strain against the Clippers. Coach Steve Kerr described the injury as mild to moderate but could not say much beyond that as the injury had just occurred. "I feel more comfortable that we can handle an offensive absence without Steph because of our depth," Kerr told ESPN. The Warriors are 2-1, winning each of their first 2 road games, at Utah and Portland, before losing to the Kawhi Leonard-less Clippers in their own stadium. If there is an initial opinion to be made about the Warriors, it is that they will go as Curry will. Golden State has a lot of good players, but other than Curry, no real stars. Maybe Andrew Wiggins can return to all-star level, or Buddy Hield can become a consistent scoring option. If Curry misses time, the Warriors will need someone to take over primary scoring responsibilities, Andrews wrote. As the 6th man, Hield is averaging 19 points in 20.8 minutes and is shooting 53% from 3. Kerr also cited Wiggins as a player who could take on a more offensive leadership role. The coach has been encouraging him since training camp to be a high-volume scorer. Against the Clippers, Wiggins finished with 29 points on 11 of 15 shooting, including 5 of 8 from 3. Curry is averaging 18.3 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 6.7 assists through the first 3 games.